All aboard and welcome to our podcast, GoddeSShips. Tonight's episode is, I don't know if this is going to stay the title, Sexucationship. Let's talk about sex. For those of you who are returning, thank you for your continued support and welcome back. And for those of you who are just joining us, welcome. Goddesses and guys, remember that we are also available wherever you listen to your podcast, and you can always watch us here on YouTube. I am Keely, the Soul Snatching Goddess.
And I am Melinda, the FACKTgoddess, F.A.C.K.T. And we want to thank you for joining us tonight and encourage you to like, share, and subscribe to our channel and bang the notification button or bell so you'll be the first to be notified when we have new episodes.
Hello, world. I'm FloydGod.
All right, it's time for some shirt cam. I suppose I shall go first. In honor of tonight, my shirt says pussy on deck because I got it on me at all times. Fat Goddess, you got one tonight?
I already knew what this episode was going to be about.
I don't know what you mean.
I bet you don't. I do.
All right, let me big you up, boo. There you go.
It says grammar positivity with the emoji turning his eyes up. And on the back, it says FACKTgoddess because that's what we're about. Grammar positivity.
Taco meat? We still in taco meat land? Huh?
No, I'm just chilling. Oh. I just got on the Ralph Lauren shirt. I ain't doing nothing. Y'all got the shirts. I didn't know y'all.
I told y'all I made them. And I asked what size y'all needed.
We'll talk about it after the show.
Okay. All right. So this episode came about because in discussing self-love last week, we got into the physical portion and detoured a bit into sex in general. So as we promised, we are here. We have Lele already in the building. She back this week, y'all.
Lele!
So this episode is going to be more on the educational, classy side. But if you know us, you know it has the potential to go awry. But we're gonna do our best to remain on task. And if we don't, we know the Fat Goddess will tell us that we have gone awry.
Yes.
In the comment section, please be mindful of the words that you use because YouTube will hold your comments and I may not be able to see them right away. I'll have to release them. So you can say it, but try to be tactful. So as usual, in the words of the infamous Tina Turner, we're going to start off nice and easy with some sex trivia facts. And then we'll finish a little rough, but not too rough. So let's get started with some little light trivia facts about sex. So sex can relieve a headache. It releases the tension, which restricts the blood vessels in the brain. And a regular orgasm can help you slow down aging. So if you want to stay young, get you some.
Was that for men or women or both?
Both.
That's what it say for real?
Yes.
Because you know sperm retention is important for a man.
That's what it says.
Wow, that's deep.
Mm-hmm. Let me say, yeah. In 26 states, impotence is ground for divorce. So if you can't get it up, that's a reason that you can divorce him.
Wow.
It's tough.
A man can reduce his chances of getting prostate cancer by having at least 4 orgasms a week. So take care of your man.
It's interesting. No, because I really be researching this stuff, and it's certain circles that talk about how too much ejaculation can lead to issues later on for men.
Well, we're gonna talk about that too.
So, but yeah, okay, I
Yeah,
got
we're
you.
gonna discuss that too. The clitoris is made of the same spongy erectile tissue as the penis, which expands and engorges with blood when aroused.
I knew that.
Mhm. Lele says you can't get it up. Give it up.
Oh my God.
Wow.
It's starting already.
Ah! When it comes to pleasure, penis girth is more important than length. Many men like to compare the length of their penises, but the only people who really care about that number are men. The vagina mainly is covered in that stretchy mechanoreceptors. Had to get that right. Which means that girth or width is more important than the length of the penis for most women on average. Because not all, some of them care about that length as well.
Okay.
The record for the most female orgasms in 1 hour is 134
In 60 minutes.
in 60 minutes, baby.
Have I had a bullet?
That is an average of 2 a minute.
That's the record.
Golly.
1 in 6 women have never had an orgasm.
Yeah, I know that.
So that's about 15% of women.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Oh, very, very and extremely. A little secret to some mind-blowing sex is lube. A lot of women are like, I don't need lube. I got that with my own. But if you use a little good personal lubrication, it can make a difference.
That's unfortunate.
And putting a drop or 2 inside the condom before you put it on can also do wonders.
More unfortunate.
Why is that unfortunate? Why is that unfortunate, Floyd?
I can't speak for the rest of the world,
Uh-huh.
but all I can say is in my own life experience and research, sex starts here, especially for a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have her aroused here, then everything else will flow, for lack of a better term. Because I don't know if my mama watching, so I'm about to be real PC around this mother.
Uh-huh. However, that is true, but it's not physically all the way true. So lube is not necessarily a bad thing because somebody is not turned on. It assists in, because you're doing a lot of friction. It just assists in the process.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But you know, if you, I think that's a debatable, because if a woman turned on, I know if a woman turned on, she turned on. But if she got some issues on her inside parts, beloved, then you know there might be some dryness issues. But I digress. I digress. I'm gonna go on, sit here and eat this chicken.
Keya said hi, y'all.
Hey.
And he said, get off your phone, Melinda.
He sent me a text.
You can break a penis. A penile fracture is a real thing. And
have you done it, Keely?
No. No, I have not. It's relatively rare, but the highest risk of fractures to the penis occurs when the couple changes position while the penis is erect and still inside. If you are interested in changing positions, it's advised to fully withdraw first.
I'm sorry, that ain't.
Extremely aggressive pumping can also sometimes lead to a penis fracture.
Did
So
you
take
say
it easy.
humping or pumping?
Pumping.
Humping. Okay.
Pumping. Yes. Uh, Lele said lubrication for marination.
She's back.
Oh, they said she has. Oh no, no. We gonna block you.
Oh Lord.
Lastly, this is just we're gonna lightly cover this topic of EA and not the sports, which is erotic asphyxiation, and that's the official term for breath play. Because FloydGod had mentioned the choking during sex on the last episode. So this type of sexual activity involves intentionally cutting off the air supply for you or your partner with choking, suffocation, or other acts. People who are into breath play say it can heighten sexual arousal and make orgasms more intense. But it does come with risk, and there are lots of them. It can turn deadly if you don't take the proper precautions. Autoerotic asphyxiation has estimated to cause 250 to 1,000 deaths per year in the US. So please be very, very careful. Lele said the hooks can get crooked. Yes, they can. I don't know who this is, but hey, whoever you are, whatever language that is.
Vomnigo. Vomnigo.
Sounds like a venereal disease.
Pack. Pack. Vomnigo.
Simone said, "Hola familia.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
¿Cómo está usted?"
That's all I know.
All right, so now on to the big O. And in the words of FloydGod, ladies first. So, having the same orgasm every time can be repetitive. And ladies have 5 different types of happy endings. And the way to experience each of them, you can do it a little more frequently and change it up so you don't get bored. So, number 1 is the clitoral orgasm.
I need to take notes.
What is it? If the clitoral orgasm was an ice cream, it'd be vanilla. Not because it's bland, but because it's standard. These orgasms result from direct stimulation of the clitoris and are described as localized, sharp, bursting, and short lasting. It's recommended to go solo first. Masturbation allows you to figure out what works best for you, and you'll know how better to direct your partner. You'll also feel more comfortable helping yourself achieve an orgasm during sex. So you can use your hand, or he can use his, or you can tell him how to use his, whichever one you want to do. In that whole realm of masturbation, vibrators were first developed as medical devices. The vibrator was invented in 1869 as a treatment for hysteria or mysterious female disorders.
We're going to vibrate the hysterical out of you.
Yeah. Whenever a woman was reported being mentally or emotionally upset, which was quite common, it was considered an illness.
Come here.
And the cure, use a large steam-powered massager to massage the genitals with the goal of inducing hysterical paroxysm, which is the Victorian term for an orgasm. But be careful now because sex toys are not regulated. So they are not considered medical devices anymore, and they are completely unregulated. So be very careful buying or purchasing toys from secondary markets or third-party sellers that can sometimes be on trusted places like Amazon and eBay, because those stores, some of those toys that they sell are not body safe. And you want to make sure that you're getting that in non-toxic sex toys and lubricants. Layla said, I knew that about the vibrator.
So is that still number one?
Is it? I don't know, girl. Oh yeah, we still up under number one.
Y'all,
yes. So, silicone, steel, Pyrex, glass, and specially laminated wood are the only materials that are actually safe to use inside your body. Some toys are made of silicone jelly mix. That's a vinyl and latex mix, and it's not safe for skin contact and should not be used without a condom. Also, make sure that you purchase toy cleaner because you don't want to have and use a dirty toy later.
Bacteria.
Yes. Nasty. Right.
Another part of the reason for masturbation is that 75% of women don't orgasm from regular sex. So a lot of people worry that something is wrong if they can't orgasm during normal penis and vagina sex, but that's totally normal. And it's actually true for a vast majority of women. So 3/4 of women need direct clitoral stimulation, either from a hand, a toy, or a special position to orgasm. So that's why learning your body through self-touch for a woman is important.
Where are these facts? Where are these facts coming from?
From medical stuff. And
what medical stuff?
I'll drop the link when I put the description so you can click on it and go and research for yourself.
So a lot of this is poppycock, but all right.
It's not. It's just poppycock for you because you don't know.
No, I know a lot of stuff. It ain't that. It's just that I feel like this just can be it's deeper than that. Like it's just deeper than that. But we can go into it later on. I'm listening.
We can go into it now if you want
to. I'm just gonna say this.
Because now for men it's a little different. That's why
I get it. Yeah. I get it. I know a lot of women.
I
know a lot of women. I'm just saying that let me get my words right. This is bullshit. The explosion or the what's the word I'm looking for where you the saturation of porn.
Okay.
I think there's some societal issues, I think those things, and there's a plethora of other things, but those things contribute to this because before there were vibrators and all this other stuff, again, I stand on the stance that it starts here. I stand here.
Vibrators was back in 1869. So
okay, and there were many centuries before 1869.
It
so
was,
my point
and
was,
there were many women who were sexually unsatisfied as well.
I find that hard to believe. I believe that if they were sexually unsatisfied, it's because they didn't have a proper mate, they weren't loved correctly, or there are several other factors that contribute to that finality when you do the sexual act.
Not knowing your body and women being very talked down about their sexuality, which is why there's such a big thing about women exploring their sexuality and knowing it and being expressive about it, because it was suppressed for so long that it didn't matter whether or not you got off as long as your man got off.
You just proved my point. You said women being talked down to, and my initial point was not only the saturation of porn, but there are other issues.
I'm talking about before porn.
I'm trying to finish my statement. Okay. I said the saturation of porn, as well as societal issues, which is a plethora of many things, contributes to the finality of the issues with the sexual act, especially with women not being able to reach climax. And then I followed that up by saying there are many situations where it starts here. And so if a woman is not loved right, treated right, I think that is far more important. I think that is brings about that orgasm as opposed to the whole, I need to masturbate, I need to touch myself, things like that.
Okay, so you're focusing on one portion of it, and I'm saying the masturbation part can be used as a tool for education for the woman herself, not necessarily for it in a way to just her be having sex by herself. It's a way for her to figure out what works best for her body, because like we said, all ships ain't the same. Everybody doesn't know where their erogenous zones are, and until you explore that, you'll never know. And so if you explore on your own, because your mate may or may not explore, if you know, you can tell them.
Again, we going back to conversations that we had last week that propagated this podcast this week, where I spoke about communication, paying attention to your mate, exploration, them conversations. We're not saying they're 3-month conversations, but those conversations, because they don't have to be quarterly. And again, I reiterate, paying attention to your mate and exploring, because there used to be a time, I don't know what happened, I don't know if people still do this, but there was a time when you'd be with your significant other and you explored your mate. And through that exploration, she found out the things that she liked and she didn't like, and vice versa. So, but you know,
it could go both ways. We can argue about this all day. It can go both ways.
I ain't arguing about it. I'm just saying
or have a conversation about it.
A lot of times people who frequently masturbate are gonna have issues with coming to a climax because they're used to masturbating, and especially when they're using.
That's more for males, and we're gonna get into that, which is why I was trying to not get into that yet.
Okay, go
ahead. We have a whole section about that.
Go ahead. All right.
Because I knew that's where you were going with it, with males, especially.
I wasn't going with it with males. I'm talking about females.
He's talking about in general.
But it's more for males in terms of having the issue of what you get used to when you self-pleasure yourself in abundance and a whole lot. So that's what I was going to talk about when I get to it.
I'll wait for you to get to it then. That's fine. But you asked me to go ahead now, so I was going into it. But okay.
Well, I had steered you away from it like twice, but
right on. I'm waiting for you. Right on.
Simone said you want to argue.
No, I'm just making points.
We want to have a healthy conversation and debate.
Just making points.
I'm just sitting back and enjoying it because it's rare that happens.
Number 2, the vaginal orgasm.
Oh, we finally made it to 2.
What is it? Also known as the controversial G-spot orgasm. These don't happen for all women. Vaginal orgasms are achieved more through intercourse than clitoral stimulation and are described as whole body and long lasting, while clitoral orgasms are those short bursts. Women who have reported having vaginal orgasms may also be more likely to experience multiple orgasms. So Lele said, Simone, I can't argue with you. How to get more. Just because you've never had a vaginal orgasm doesn't mean you can't. The G-spot may be located in the front wall of the vagina. So the next time, if you're getting it on, have your guy target that spot by entering you from behind. The longer the sex lasts, the more likely you are to experience this particular big O. Changing positions can help your partner last longer. The blended orgasm.
What is number 3?
Yes. Are you taking notes?
Yes, I am.
Simone laughed, Lele. The blended orgasm. A blended orgasm happens when both a clitoral and a vaginal orgasm occur simultaneously.
Well, you're going to die.
These twin orgasms have been known to last anywhere from 1 to 15 minutes, ending in a giant orgasm. And that is used in the medical literature, the giant orgasm.
Oh.
How to have more. You need to put in double the effort if you want double the reward. Some women find it that the best position for this orgasm is missionary because the clitoris is also being rubbed through penetration. But woman on top can also be beneficial since it gives you more control over which of your spots are receiving the most attention.
But don't do that. What's that one thing where you can break the penis? Don't do that.
Switching them positions.
Trying to get that 15 minutes. Don't do that. Be careful with that blended.
The coregasm.
Core.
Yes. Oh. Lele said that's the ocean motion.
Fucking ridiculous.
An orgasm triggered by exercise.
What?
Fuck out here.
But this isn't necessarily one of those toe curling orgasms. Women who have experienced this orgasm describe them as less intense, but still pleasurable. I guess if it gets you to work out, okay. You're going to need to get your heart rate up for an orgasm described as exercise induced. After you've gotten some good cardio in, it's time to get to work on your core. Exercises like the hanging leg raise exercises are most beneficial for an exercise orgasm since they work your lower abs. Coregasm seem to start in your ab muscles before moving down to your lady parts. Just one set of crunches is not going to do it. You want to work your muscles to the point of fatigue and then keep going. And then you'll start to feel the excitement. The skin orgasm. All you need for this one are some tunes. You may have already experienced a skin orgasm while listening to your favorite song or other powerful piece of music. You probably just brushed it off as chills or goosebumps. The real name for these feelings are frissions, which are a musically induced effect associated with a pleasure tingling feeling.
Spell frisson.
Frissons.
And it is what by music?
It is basically like a skin orgasm while listening to a piece of music.
Wow.
Yes. The sensation is brought on by unexpected changes in the music, like a sudden key change or quick jumps from soft to loud.
Come on, music.
That forces the mind to abruptly switch gears. The only music that has really been linked to this phenomenon this far is classical music, where the crescendos and the chord changes are abound. But the study says that people are more likely to have physical reactions to music that's familiar to them. They did give an example, which was Sarah Bareilles' hit Gravity. And it says at about 2:50, when her voice breaks away from the background music, it's
where she wants to swing from the chandeliers. Is that the one?
No.
Oh God. I can't even take notes on this one because, oh my God.
What?
I don't want you. You're not doing it. Let me go listen to my favorite R&B song. This is hilarious. Oh my God. Oh.
All right. So that's all of the 5 for the women. Any questions, concerns, discussions?
Give me that first description of the skin orgasm one more time.
Lele said the art of noise is a good song.
Yeah, but that ain't giving you no skin-gasm.
No, because it does do that crescendo.
You need some classical, Lele.
Okay. So what did you need again?
When you first started talking about the skin orgasm, I want to hear that first description again.
Okay. While listening to your favorite song or other powerful piece of music, you probably just brushed it off as chills or goosebumps, but the real name for these feelings are frissions, which are a musically induced effect associated with a pleasant tingling feeling.
I cannot get over that. Okay, I'm good. Ooh, that brought tears to my eyes. I'll never listen to music the same.
A lot of people don't. Music
Ooh,
can induce a
Jesus.
lot of feelings, and that's why
Oh.
people make that old. They call it baby making and love music to twist them in that
Oh
mood.
boy. I didn't know they meant literal. Oh God. Oh,
Now to the men. Men can have 7 different types of orgasms.
7.
Lele said, Melinda, get it together.
Hey, girl. Whoo.
Ah, so here's a little explanation of what happens for men. When a man is stimulated physically and psychologically, he gets an erection. Blood flows into the corpora, the spongy tissue running through the length of the penis, causing the penis to grow in size and become rigid. The testicles are drawn up towards the body as the scrotum tightens.
Yeah.
Semen is a mixture of sperm, which is 5%, and fluid, which is 95%. And it is forced into the urethra by a series of contractions from the pelvic floor muscles. So get those Kegels going, sirs. And the prostate gland, and leaves the penis in a process called ejaculation.
Is this the first one?
This is before the first one. These are just some facts for the men.
Oh, okay.
This is what happens when the male has his climax. A fun fact, the average speed of male ejaculation is 28 miles per hour, about the same speed as Usain Bolt sprinting. And semen slows down to 4 miles an hour once it reaches the vagina. You okay, fat goddess?
Have you ever seen Usain Bolt run?
It says sprinting, girl, sprinting, not running.
Okay.
So let's also be clear. Men can orgasm without ejaculating. Orgasm and ejaculation are 2 distinct physiological responses in men. While ejaculation generally does coincide with an orgasm, the 2 actually occur in rapid succession, with orgasm coming slightly before ejaculation and tapering off during ejaculation. Men can learn to differentiate between the 2 and have orgasms without ejaculating.
Really? Floyd?
It's called sperm retention.
Oh, okay.
So opposed to women masturbation, for men can be a bit harmful. Too many solo encounters can make sex with your partner more difficult. Many men suffer from delayed ejaculation, a term used for men who struggle to have orgasms in conventional ways. One reason for this is an idiosyncratic masturbation style, which means they become accustomed to a certain kind of pressure and speed from manually masturbating, and now it's difficult to replicate that with the partners vaginally or orally.
Mm.
Do you agree with that, Floyd?
No.
You don't?
Somewhat. But I'm just listening. Carry on. I ain't got nothing to say. Carry on.
Yes, you do. What do you mean somewhat?
I'm listening. I'm listening to what y'all saying.
Come on. This your time.
We had this whole.
No, y'all running down the 7 different orgasms, so I'm listening.
Okay. That's not. We haven't done that yet. These are fun facts, she said.
Yeah, these are just facts before. We ain't even got to it.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Why you not commenting? You the man.
You said, what did I walk into?
Bullshit.
Nothing.
We can't comment on the male part like you can.
So you don't agree? So you don't agree that does affect the male?
I mean,
overly masturbating by
himself? Be perfectly candid with you, I don't jack off, so I wouldn't fucking know. But I do know that there have been instances where, you know, people may not feel the same because they're on both sides because they're used to playing with themselves, you know. So Come see, come saw. You can go both ways. That's all I can say about that.
So have you talked to females that say they feel that way? Because you keep saying it can go both ways.
I have a lot of female friends, a lot of women. I don't like to use the word female. I have a lot of women friends.
Okay.
And we used to talk about stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? And so if you sticking 9 to 12 inches of whatever them things made of in your rooter, your tutor, then little 7.5, 650, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no win. You didn't abyss the monkey. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like you so used to that. And then when the real thing comes along, you're not as satisfied because you're used to using these toys. And for with men, now they got the throat goat. Men are falling into the same category because I talked to brothers too in my lifetime. And there's a lot of dudes who, they Palmella and Handina, and now they can't really get into it. But then there's some dudes who play masturbate, and they don't have any problems. But again, it all depends on the tightness of the woman. That plays a big part. So, it go both ways.
So I do want to be very clear when you said about her obliterating because she's putting 8 to 12 inches. The vagina is like a rubber band, and it can stretch and contract. And if she does her Kegels, it helps as well to retain that tightness. So
all women
no
don't
matter
do
what she puts in her, because there are males that are 12, 11, 12
I'm
inches
aware.
as well. And then she can also have sex with a male that's 7 inches, but if his girth is bigger than the male that was 11 or 12 inches, she may get more pleasure from him than the other.
I hear what you're saying, but all women don't do Kegels. A lot of women play with themselves a lot. So you can go in and it's tight, and then that motherfucker open up like the Nile when Moses parted it. So
okay, so you're also equating playing with yourself as inserting something into your vagina.
Let me be
you
clear.
Can have clitoral stimulation as well.
Let me be clear. I don't want to be so we're gonna be semantic. When a woman masturbates with a toy, namely a dildo, there are women who do this on a consistent basis. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day. I'm talking about the ones who insert.
Okay.
So since we're being semantic,
yes, let's
the ones who insert.
Be clear.
So again, and all women don't use Kegels. I wish some brothers was on this damn show so they could speak the hell up, because I'm tired of being the only man on here standing up with all these women, and it's like y'all opinions is facts and they not. You know what I'm saying?
And yours aren't either.
I'm not saying they are. I'm just
because you're trying to tell us about experimenting with us and what it causes.
I'm telling you from experiences.
Hey, I'm gonna blow the referee whistle.
Just like y'all have experiences and talk with women. I'm speaking from a standpoint of experience and talking with men and my own experience. So that's what we both doing. Yes. That's all I'm saying.
You're right.
So, but I said,
the only thing that I'm saying with that is that you're so focused on a woman using a toy inside of her, that's not always what happens.
I'm aware of that. I'm only speking on that. I'm aware of all the other stimuli.
And you're not listening to the other.
Well, first of all, don't tell me I'm not listening, because I've heard everything y'all said. Second of all, I'm also speaking from the conversations that we started last week. Third of all, I'm speaking on this particular subject because that's the only issue that I had that was debatable. As far as any other issue, I don't have any debates about it. So that's why I haven't spoke on it.
And
that's why I haven't spoke on it. That makes no sense. I'm not going to debate on something. I'm only speaking on what I had not necessarily an issue with, but what I felt was debatable. As far as the other stimulations and all that other stuff, I have no issue with that. I'm only talking about this particular issue, which started last week. That's it.
Yes. And this was the week to debate about it, and you're getting.
And I'm not in my feelings at all. I'm making a statement.
Well, it seems like it.
Well, I didn't know that you could be all up in here. I just
said how it's feeling for me. Well, I can't speak for you.
Okay, you're exactly right. Well, let me reassure you that I'm not in my feelings about it.
Good.
I'm just making points.
Okay.
Because you asked me a question. So go ahead, y'all carry on, keep on reading. That's why I said I wasn't gonna say that.
But that's the whole point of us being on here is for you to
I
say
get it.
something.
I get it. I mean, go ahead. I'm just listening. I'm listening. I'm listening. If I
Well,
say
what
what
I
I have
was
to say,
going
I'm
to
listening.
interject for the viewers is it sounds like this is what I was going to say before y'all got to where y'all are with y'all debate. It sounds like Floyd is specifying masturbation with a toy that's being inserted on a regular basis. That's what I was getting from you, Floyd. Is that what you were
That's
speaking
what I
on?
just said. That's all I'm talking about. I said
So, and
again.
then it sounds like Keely is, y'all really are talking about two different things because he's specifically speaking on
That's what I said.
insertion of the toy.
And
And
what I'm saying
you're
is I want
speaking
him to
on
get the other side.
masturbation in general. So what I was going to say is masturbation doesn't even have to involve a toy, period. Because one of the things you were saying is they can use the toy for to stimulate the clitoris without inserting it, which is true. But so my point was going to be you don't have to use a toy at all. But I get that's what y'all were debating was about the toy and how you use it. But just so the viewers understand, no one's saying that there's only one or two ways to masturbate because you don't have to involve a toy at all.
Again, I say, last week we started having a conversation about it, which propagated this episode. I just said 5 minutes ago and early in the episode, I said, this particular issue about a woman using a toy and for semantic purposes, inserting a toy inside of her person is the only thing that I was going to debate about because any other type of stimulations, I have no debate with. I'm only going by what we talked about last week, and I've emphasized this several times. So I'm not debating about using your hand, clitoral stimulation, or none of that. All my debate was about was using a toy and inserting it into your person. That's it. That's all.
Okay, so can I be called on now?
Carry
So
on.
let's go ahead and I want to address this. That's not the only thing that you addressed because when we talked about masturbation, period, you had a problem with it and called it bullshit. And I was trying to give the other side of why masturbation is important for a woman. And I get what you're saying. I also addressed you addressing her inserting a toy by saying what the vagina is and the methods that a woman can use to remain tight so that all of that insertion that you're referring to doesn't have to obliterate her vagina, as you want to kind of say.
Well, you're exactly right. I did preface my debate by saying that, and I started this last week by saying communication, a saturation of porn, and societal issues contribute to the issues in the bedroom. I did say that. I did say that. So I'll agree. I did say that.
Yes.
And then I went on to talk about the insertion of the toy.
Exactly,
So,
which was why I wanted to address it as a whole and not pick out one little part. Because again, we as women need to know that it's okay to explore ourselves sexually and not feel bad about it or feel like
okay, and that's your stance. And my stance is I feel like communication, paying attention, and exploration with your mate is very important for that process because there are times when self-love can cause the sexual relationship to be skewed. Ergo, the situations where a woman is not having orgasms or this, that, and the other. That's my whole point. My whole premise is I'm not for the self-love thing because I believe that people should explore each other. And I think that a man's role in a relationship is to pay attention and communicate, just like a woman's role is part of a woman's role is to pay attention and communicate because the sexual experience is supposed to be something between those two people. And those are the things excuse me, that make it memorable because you explore the person and they realize there are things that they didn't realize this turned them on. And so that makes it even greater because this person found that spot. This person touched you that way. That's what it was about before we got into all this, I'm gonna touch myself and all of that. I think that skews a sexual relationship, which causes issues with orgasms and things like that. That's my whole premise. That's it. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with you that it can, but that's not all that's to it. And that's the thing. I'm trying to get you to see the whole picture and not just your part of the picture.
I do see the whole picture. I do understand that some women have certain issues, but from what I've read on my own, a lot of those issues are medical. They boil down to medical or mental. A lot of times, when a woman is not reaching a proper orgasm, when a woman is only clitorically stimulated as opposed to vaginally stimulated, a lot of those things are mental. They can be mental, and that can be a whole nother conversation about that too, or a debate. But a lot of times that's what it is. It's same with men. So I'm not differentiating one or the other, because men go through the same thing. That's all. But okay. I mean, hey, we got our points across. That's what the show is about.
Yes.
It's all good.
All right. Lele said, what's bothering her a bit is Floyd is not laughing about the subject as usual. He's serious tonight, baby.
Because I really do have a real issue with it. Like I've seen relationships fail. I've seen people go through life not satisfied because of certain issues, or because they, and speaking from insertion only, because they use these toys so frequently. Like I've seen these things happen. And I just remember there was a time where couples got together, and that's what it was. I'm not taking away from, the thing about, couples use toys and all of that. I'm not even going there, because that's not, whatever. I'm just saying there was a time where people in relationships, even if they wasn't in relationships, even if it might have been a sex ship, they explored each other and they found things about each other. So the woman realized, oh, I didn't know I was turned on by this. And that's what made it better, because they were exploring each other. And so that made it better. It's a more mental and emotional connection because of that. And that's all I'm saying. And I think that this campaign, so to speak, about, well, women need to, love themselves. I have nothing wrong with women loving themselves. I think women should love themselves. But I think it's at a certain point, it gets skewed with this whole, I think the self-love aspect gets skewed a lot, especially when it comes to this sexual department. That's just my opinion. And I think that hurts relationships, whether it's a sex ship, a real relationship, a marriage, whatever. I think that hurts it. That's just my opinion. So that's why
allow it. It comes from conversation and speaking and talking.
That's what I said again.
But you're saying it does. It doesn't always have to hurt it. People have to learn how to communicate what it is that they want and what they need. And if they don't do that, it don't matter if they masturbate or not. If you can't communicate to somebody what you need, it's not going to matter. So I get what you're saying. It can hurt it, but you're saying it has and it does, and it's infinite.
I said, I have seen, I preface this again. If we rewind this, I said, in my experience and things I have seen, I've seen relationships fail. I've seen people be unhappy sexually as a result of what some of the subjects we're talking about. I also said communication was very important. That was my main thing: communication, paying attention to your mate. So I said these things. But
what I'm saying is, if the person communicates, it doesn't have to be detrimental. That's all I'm saying. On top of what you're saying,
I never said it was. I never said communication could be detrimental. I never did.
I didn't say it could. I said it couldn't. I said it could keep it from being detrimental to your relationship.
Right. I agree. I think communication is important. That's how I started this whole thing. I get it.
Lord, I just feel like we talking in circles with each other tonight. Lord Jesus.
Y'all really are.
Oh my
God. I don't think so, but okay.
I feel like it. But anyway. So number one, because we ain't even got into none of these 7 orgasms that a man can have, is ejaculatory or standard orgasms. No lights and whistles, just the standard run-of-the-mill orgasm. This is the general type of orgasm that most men experience when they have sex. The blended orgasm is number 2. The whole body orgasm. Blended orgasms occur when multiple areas of your body are being touched and pleasured simultaneously. They can occur when you're in the middle of a fast pace or when you're slowly building up to the main event. This is a great way to get loads of erogenous zones lighting up all at once. Number 3, the multiple orgasm. The holy grail of male orgasms. Multiple orgasms can be either sequential, when you orgasm, rest, and then orgasm again, or serial, one orgasm after another with no rest in between. They suggest that you try sequential first, orgasm, then take a 30-minute rest or a refractory period. When the male body recovers post orgasm, this time lapse increases as men get older and you enjoy the extra oxytocin, known as the love hormone, which is secreted during sex, flooding the brain. Then you go back for round two. Fun fact, according to a survey of 1,000 men by Love Honey, 2/3 of men, or 67%, have experienced multiple orgasms. Wet dreams is number 4. Not
okay,
just
wait. Can we pause?
Sure.
Floyd, I'm sorry, you're the only man I know that's on here tonight. Is there any men in the crowd? Because what's the difference between a blended and a multiple?
Apparently there's not.
Oh.
No, apparently there's not. Apparently I'm no. I'm saying apparently I'm the only guy here tonight. Apparently.
Yeah, I don't. Nobody else says, "Hey, I'm a man," but yeah.
What was you saying?
What's the difference between a blended and a multiple? Or do you feel like there's a difference between blended and multiple?
Read the definitions again.
Okay. So a blended orgasm occurs when multiple areas of your body are being touched or pleasured simultaneously. This can occur when you're in the middle of fast-paced sex or when you're slowly building up to the main event. It's a great way to get loads of erogenous zones lighting up at once. Multiple orgasms can be either sequential, when you orgasm, rest, then orgasm again, or serial, one orgasm after another with no rest in between.
I'm gonna just be candid, and there are powerful skeets, and then there are low flowing skeets. I don't know about multiples. I mean, as far as I know, if God, please, I hope my mom ain't on here. As far as I know, if you have sex as a man, if you have sex with somebody and then you take a break and you do it again, I mean, the same end result is going to happen. I've never been in a situation or talked to anybody about a situation where they've back to back had orgasms, but I just know there are very strong orgasms that a man can have as opposed to some weak ones. And a lot of times it's just because it ain't real all that real good. But if you're really into it and you turn it on, there can be a powerful orgasm, which propagates a large amount of semen coming forth, spewing forth. So I don't know about the blended or the multiple. I think it's all the same. So I just think it's more so levels, like strong versus weak. Same as a woman, strong orgasm versus. I think a woman has a propensity. Well, I know that a woman has a propensity to have multiple orgasms, but to my knowledge, and I'm just one guy, I've never known anybody to tell me they had some back to back skeets. Nah, well, let me say this. When I say back to back, I mean y'all women, so y'all know what a multiple orgasm is. It's like bam, 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 bam. You ain't finished with the first one, and it happened again. So I'm saying in that context, I've never had that, and I don't know any brothers that I've ever talked to, because I in my lifetime we didn't talk about all type of shit. I mean, I was a barber, so never have I heard that happen. I have heard I came and then I came again and I came again, but it was because there was work being done. You see what I'm saying? There was no come, then come, then come like that. I've never experienced that or talked to about that. Yeah, like that's what I think. So it's like sequential is take a break, do it again, or you just come, or you reach a climax and then you don't stop. Because there have been experiences in my life where you reach climax or you don't stop, and then it happens again, but you still working. So I think that's very different from a woman having a multiple orgasm. Those two things are very different. So no. Did that answer your question?
Well, I think
yes.
So I have a question. So when you just said that there is no break in between and you continue to do work, would that not be a serial one because there's no refractory period? Because that's what the definition makes as the difference between the sequential and the serial. Is the
Right,
period
but
in between of stopping.
well, again, going back to a woman having a multiple orgasm, I'm basing my statement off that
I'm
in
asking
terms of
about the
men.
male definition though.
No, I don't think so, because if you reach a climax and you still thrusting,
Uh-huh.
and then 5-10 minutes go by and you reach climax again, I I guess I don't know. I
That
don't
would
I
I
don't I
think
don't
that would
consider that a multiple.
well, by definition, it's a serial multiple and not a
Back.
sequential because there was no break in between.
Oh, okay. Well,
You get what
I
I'm saying?
guess if
It
that's their
says
definition,
the
if
definition
that's
says
their
you
definition.
stop. There's a refractory period of about 30 minutes, and then you do again.
Oh well, I wouldn't know. I don't know. I guess if that's what they saying, I don't know. All I know is, in my experience, the people I've spoken with in my lifetime and in my own experience, if I reach climax and I don't stop, there is a significant time period as I'm still doing what I'm doing, maybe
About
5, 10,
2
30
minutes.
minutes. I don't know. Because
But
sometimes,
that's not.
because the
I don't
more I
think.
mean,
I'm sorry. I
no,
just was
go
gonna
ahead.
say to Keely, I didn't think that was serial though, because you're not saying that you're constantly coming. You're just keeping the work going,
But
and
it
then you
doesn't
come
say
again.
constantly coming. The two definitions
Read
only.
serial again.
Sure. Oh, and we got 2 comments. Lele said, "You are right about that, Floyd. However, we live in a society where we're doing things the old school way is not the move. So at this point, we have to be open-minded to things and know our own limits." And Ling, you said, laughing my ass off. Hey, Ling, how you doing?
There is another man on
It
here.
is
Speak up,
one
Len,
here.
you.
Well, would you speak on it then, brother? Speak on something. God damn.
Can you read serial?
Sure. Well, okay, so let me go at the top. It says multiple orgasms can be either sequential, when you orgasm, rest, then orgasm again, or serial, one orgasm after another with no rest in between. So that's the continuation of the work, right?
Yeah,
That's not the
I hear that,
continuation of the
but
work. I don't think that's the continuation of the work.
Why
It
would
said one orgasm after another. And that's what
with
he's
no
saying.
rest in between. That's
Of having the orgasm, not the work.
No,
That's
the
why I told
rest
you to
is
read it
stopping.
again. What?
and
I
that's
would
what
think that the rest is stopping.
No, you just read the definition, Keely. It's
And
one orgasm after another with no rest in between. And Floyd is saying he has not experienced or talked to any other man that's experienced constantly coming like women do.
what
what I
I'm
was
saying
trying to.
is it's different. It's a different definition from a male to a woman. That's why I said I wasn't when he started saying about a woman's multiple
I'm going off of
orgasms.
your
That's why
definition.
I
You
asked.
just read what serial was, which is them coming constantly.
It doesn't say constantly
It
though.
didn't
That's
use that word. It says
okay.
coming without a break. Without a break means you constantly come.
No, it says no rest. But okay.
No
Lee, you said,
rest
hey,
without a break.
hey. And Lee, you said that is a damn miss for men. Bless you.
Excuse me.
And bless you again.
So what do you mean when you be specific? Because I'm trying. I agree with Floyd. I've never heard of men having serial orgasms. So what are you
I'm
saying?
sorry for laughing at this before I put it up, but
No, I see it. I see what he said.
cereal for us is Frosted Flakes.
Boy, man.
He said we don't.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I agree.
That's why I said it's levels. It's like you have a powerful orgasm or you have a weak orgasm. The only time there are no multiples. Based on their I think the definition is kind of skewed, but again, whatever. Again, a man can have an orgasm. He's going to put in some more work nonstop, and then he'll have another orgasm after a allotted period of time, depending on his own personal whatever. I've never experienced, nor do I know anyone else who has experienced a situation where they've had back to back to back ejaculations. Now, there's one strong ejaculation that can last for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? But as far as back to back to back, no, I don't know any guy who's had that.
And like you said, church.
Right
All
on,
right.
brother. God.
Moving on. Wet dreams. Not just for teenage boys, wet dreams occur when you orgasm involuntarily while you are sleeping because of a dream, which may or may not be erotic. Only around 8% of our dreams have some sexual content. Wet dreams are more common in adulthood than many people imagine.
True.
Number 5,
we
pelvic
can't just
orgasm.
keep going. We got to ask the men if there's any truth to this stuff. I'm not a man.
Okay.
Is that true, man?
I ain't never had no wet dream as an adult.
Lynn, you sitting up having wet dreams as a grown man?
Melanie said, not frosty flakes.
Mm-hmm. I ain't never had no wet dream as no adult. I had a wet dream when I was like a preteen, teenager, but not as an adult. Mm-mm.
We waiting on you to comment, Lynn.
Come on, brother. Hold on. Come on now.
He has had one before.
Godspeed, brother. Godspeed.
Pelvic orgasms. They can be achieved. Oh, wait. He said he went to sleep watching the wrong movie. The pelvic orgasms. These can be achieved by perfecting the practice of edging. Edging is an effective way to prolong your performance and have greater control of your orgasm. If you edge effectively, the orgasm, when it comes, is so much more explosive. So edging is achieved by continuing to masturbate right up to the moment before you are about to come, or your PNR, point of no return. At this point, you stop, let your sexual feelings subside, and then start over. You do this several times before finally letting go. It's a great way to boost your sexual fulfillment.
For anyone who want to know any damn thing, all that is, I ain't never heard of that. Most brothers just grab their testicles and keep going. Or have the woman grab their testicles and they keep going. Because that normally stops you from reaching your climax and it keeps you going longer edge. If there's time to do it. I ain't never heard of no goofy shit like that.
Do you edge after watching the wrong movie?
Lele said a dream, a simple fantasy that I wish was reality.
Wow, Mary J, for what I understand and experience, if you doing it and you about to reach a climax and you stop, that motherfucker's still gonna throw up. So I don't know about all that.
Man, have you perfected edging?
All he said was LOL.
Oh, you just gonna keep laughing?
But I think sperm retention and what they're calling edging are two different things.
So what is sperm retention?
It's just the act of having an orgasm without releasing sperm. It's like this thing. I've been reading a bit about it. It's supposed to be because from my research, it's not healthy for a man to ejaculate so much because it weighs on his prostate gland over time. And can cause certain issues. I think that was for something else he was saying. It can cause certain issues.
About edging. He said no.
Yeah. And over time it can cause issues with your prostate. So, that's why the new thing health-wise for brothers is, hey, don't be out here just having sex all the time. And if you are, there are times where even if you with your mate, you're not supposed to ejaculate in your woman all the time anyway, because it can cause bacterial issues for the woman. But also you can practice sperm retention, which can help you in the long run for your physical health. So y'all can check that out wherever you can look it up. But
we're gonna speak on it right now. And Lee, you said, am I able to speak?
Do you want to join? Is that what he's talking about?
Jump on in.
I don't know. If you want to, I'll send you the link. I just need to know your text Melinda your email address and she can send it to me. And we'll add you on. So in terms of that, that's what they're calling a dry orgasm, I guess. It says, believe it or not, men don't have to ejaculate to orgasm. Although we often associate male orgasms with ejaculation, it doesn't have to be a part of the equation for a man to orgasm. Known as dry orgasm, a small percentage of men can orgasm without producing any kind of fluid. Enjoy your sexual. Oh, so that's the part that it's talking about. Is that the same as sperm retention or no?
Yeah, it's the same thing. You can have an orgasm without releasing sperm. It's
Okay.
a process. Yeah, it's like Kegels almost for guys, but not necessarily Kegels. It's just something that you can practice and master.
Okay. The prostate orgasm. Apparently, the male G spot is the prostate gland, aka the P spot. Oh, he says, yep. Melinda?
I'm sending you his email.
Okay.
I don't know too many brothers who are gonna do the prostate thing because that requires a motion that most hetero brothers ain't going
Wait
for.
a minute.
Oh,
Did you say
no.
prostate?
Yes.
Yeah.
A
It ain't
prostate
too many.
orgasm?
Yes.
Yeah, it ain't too many hetero it ain't too many hetero brothers going for that.
So y'all hold on 2 seconds. Let me invite Lynn you in. Give me a second here.
He said hell no.
Yes, he did. Let's see.
I don't know if this is a good idea. Then you and Floyd? Oh Lord.
What do you mean?
I might be setting us up, Keely.
It's okay. We need some. We want all the extra milk because Floyd be feeling like we be outnumbering him.
I mean, it don't be no brothers watching the show outside of Kool-Aid. It's always just a lot of ladies, and so the debates and conversations can be skewed because I'm the only guy sometimes. So
Link, I sent you the link.
What you saying?
Ain't
I sent Link you the link.
You do a very good job of getting your point across.
I'm talking, but I think it should be more brothers watching so that more brothers can offer their opinion. That's my point.
I tried to recruit some for this show because I knew it was gonna get like this.
Yeah.
So let's finish up on this prostate orgasm. It says its pleasurable point is a small walnut-sized gland that is accessed through the anus.
Like I said, ain't no hetero brother going.
It sits inside the body at the base of the bladder and can be most easily stimulated by a partner with a lubed index finger or a P-spot toy. The P-spot is ultra sensitive and men can orgasm through it being gently rubbed.
Did you say P-spot?
Yes, P-spot.
I got to write that down. And it's like a walnut.
Yeah, it's walnut size. And if you just so happen to hit it, it does cause an immediate and clear ejaculation. Oh, I think he's here. Hold on.
You let somebody stick their finger in your ass and you have an orgasm.
Hola, sir.
Yeah, there needs to be some other conversations.
Hey, Leo.
How y'all doing?
Welcome. How are you? So you had a prostate? Brother? Have you had a prostate orgasm?
Hell, fuck no. You heard the man. We ain't. You're not sticking your finger in my ass.
If you let somebody give you an orgasm by sticking their finger in your ass, there's another conversation that needs to be had because you are no longer part of that.
Seriously, we're gonna pause here right now because what I need you to know, there are heterosexual men that want fingers in their butts and tongues in their butts.
Then they're
and
not
I need
heterosexuals.
y'all to understand that.
Listen, no. Heterosexuals. I understand what you're saying. I know some of them.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's right. And it damn sure ain't for me.
Right on. Okay. Yeah. Right on.
So let's say that you're having your prostate examined.
Yeah.
And the doctor just so happens to brush by and it happens.
Hit that walnut.
What's gonna happen?
Again, that's mental. It's mental. Once again, you're going for a prostate exam. You're not going to get your P-spot stimulated.
But what if it's a female doctor?
It doesn't matter. You're going for a prostate exam.
And I don't have any female doctors.
Listen, I'm telling y'all, it's some women that have male gynecologists for a reason.
I'm sure.
They getting served up in more way than one. I'm just letting y'all know. So try a female doctor giving you your prostate exam.
Here's the killer part, and I'm being very transparent here. I'm actually having my first prostate exam next week.
Ooh.
I'm having my first one next month.
Yeah, because I'm 45, so I was like,
so
man,
that's why y'all
jump
feel
on
so
this.
strongly. You haven't had
No,
it yet.
it's not about the no.
Now we're gonna recap this after y'all get y'all exam. I want to know.
It would be the same stance.
I want that same energy.
Stance. It would be the same stance.
I want that same energy from both of y'all.
Your fingers will not be famous perforating my anus. Believe that shit. It's a prostate exam. Prostate exam, not a sexual act. Prostate.
Oh, Lord.
I'm so glad you're here, brother. Stand up. Good Lord.
So those were the 7.
We missed one. I only got 6.
What did you miss? Did you get the dry
I got
orgasm?
The ejaculatory standard.
Uh-huh.
The blended, the multiple, the wet dream, the pelvic, and the prostate.
Blended, multiple, wet dream, pelvic. Did you get the dry and the prostate?
Dry?
Yeah.
The dry one. We was talking about the sperm retention.
No.
We was talking about the sperm retention and everything.
From prostate.
Dry.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So it's basically what Floyd was kind of calling is sperm retention.
Oh, sperm retention.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It also could be you might have came so many times that 5th, 6th time just ain't nothing left. That's also an option.
Y'all need to get it together. What do y'all need to do?
That's true though. Oh, it's true. It's like if you have as a man, if you having sex and he's constantly ejaculating 3-4 times, by that 5th, 6th time, depending on his constitution, it might be dry. It might not nothing come out. The well has run dry. He might got to drink some milk for real.
So would you consider that as serial or sequential though?
Huh?
Would you consider that serial or sequential?
You asking me that again, or you asking Lynn?
I'm asking whoever, whichever one of y'all want to answer.
I'm saying the
5 or 6 times. Are you breaking in between?
Yes. Yes, you break in between.
You can't. Yeah,
dude,
it's sequential. They don't believe in serial.
I don't believe in 6 out of 7 of those orgasms you're talking about. The brother just trying to tell you the way it is.
Okay.
You know, we come, depending on how excited we are, we either come hard or we come soft or we come medium.
Talk to
you know what I'm saying?
Hand.
Yo, sometimes you might be that chick that gets me so riled up that I may come and may be able to keep going and then get to come again. But you got to be that beast. Other than that, there's no multiples. I might pass the hell out. The first one is good. I don't need a multiple. That shit is suicide. All that extra stuff.
It really depends on the person and who the woman is. I said situational, so he's exactly right. I right.
Okay,
he's proving my point. Thank you.
Okay, so let me go back to what Keely said then. So what is the woman supposed to do when you pass out and she still wants some more?
Well, I think this is individual.
Okay.
Now, I mean, fuck it, we are family.
Yeah.
I like the chicks that, you know, they're about that life. So when I buzz, I want you to get up off and get the sucking and get me tight and right, and let's run again.
Okay. So that's sequential.
But you could also be, and just to add on to that, you can also be like we talked about before, that lady where you might reach climax and it's that good to you that you keep going. And that's a situational thing. Yeah. Again, it's situational. Yeah. It's situational. Because you don't always got to be hitting the head if it's the right one. You might just keep going 2-3 rounds and then that's when the dust coming out because there ain't nothing else left. So, you know.
And then there's also that one final. That one that's so amazing where I feel like I done came 3 times. I can't even go no more.
Which is the powerful,
I came hard. Right. I came way too much. I'm depleted. I'm a little bit dizzy. I need some milk and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I need some time. There's those 2.
Okay, again.
That's the powerful one.
So what does she do when you need your peanut butter and jelly and milk and she wants to keep going?
Again, so let me. Okay, so I'm gonna answer that question. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm sorry. If it was where the level that they talking about, if she didn't get nothing out of that, something is wrong.
Again,
I didn't say she didn't get nothing out of it. I said, what does she want to keep going?
She does what Lee you said. you figure out getting him back up. And
no, he said after that he's done. He got to get milk and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
You go get him some milk and peanut butter jelly. Let him get his 30 minutes, and then you get your mouth to work.
What if she don't want to?
Get back on it.
What if she don't want to? Let the man say.
She
you ain't the dude. Let the man say.
Look,
Keely,
go ahead.
Are you in town?
Who? Me?
Keely.
Lele said ha or nothing.
A lot of times a woman can actually reach orgasm from the man climaxing inside of her. That's another thing too. And also I know you can what if it to death, fat goddess. I get it. But a lot of times if you put it down right in the bedroom on both sides, then that means both parties are satisfied.
I'm asking a specific question. No, you going around the question.
No, I'm not. I'm saying
yes, you are.
I started by saying you can what if it. But
you know what she wants you to say, Floyd.
Which one to say?
I don't want him to say anything. I want him to answer the question seriously.
What?
Well, what else can he do if he's telling you what he don't do? And then there's the option of what
I'm asking both of them. When you are honestly exhausted and can't go anymore, if the female still wants to go, because that happens, then what do you do? It's an honest question.
Oh, well, okay. So in that rare moment where you just have to have some more and I need some time, I love oral. I'm going to start eating some pussy, licking some ass. I mean, I'm going to get loose with it.
Oh,
all right, brother.
I'm going to pin them knees to the ears and you're going to lose a fallopian tube. I hope you're done having kids. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, Godspeed, brother. Godspeed, brother. I ain't looking no ain't.
Miss Lovely 38 said this
everybody don't get that. Everybody don't get that. Like Kevin Hart said, got me looking like the I eat ass cup.
Yeah, I know. Two girls in the cup coming from their butt. I don't know, but I got.
I remember that.
You remember that?
Too much. No.
Oh boy.
That's exactly why I'm asking though, because we're supposed to be broaching all topics.
Hey, Tasha.
Well, I mean,
he doesn't do the anal lick or whatever. So again, what would you do?
Well, if he kind of doing it right, he kind of then lick the little ass, whether he know it or not.
Huh? What the fuck are you talking about?
Close.
If you're eating cooch in the right way, you didn't lick the little ass by accident if you was doing it right.
Well, I'll say this. I think that's a very broad statement because there are multiple ways to have oral sex.
It is.
And there are multiple ways to have oral sex without you reaching the taint or that ass. So I'm gonna leave it there. I made a joke about this about 2-3 episodes ago, and I said, brother, all you got to do if you just want to have oral sex with your girl, you put your mouth on the clitoris and you do the alphabet, nigga. You win every time. By the time you get to Y and Z, she might pee, and that's the end of that. So, and I said that 2-3 episodes ago. So no, you don't have to. It's a joke, but you don't necessarily. Shit, sometimes that squirting ain't nothing but pee anyway. But
I know it's a portion.
But what I'm saying is there are ways to do it without you having to be anywhere near someone's anus.
I agree. However, if you getting loose with it, as though Lynn you said, you getting loose with it.
And that's why I said Godspeed. Godspeed.
So fat goddess. So let's put it on you. If your dude then did the big one and he got no more, what are you gonna do?
Get angry.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so what do y'all women do if your man still wants something?
I just said what I did. I'm going to get you some milk, peanut butter, water, what the fuck you need. You got your 30 minutes, and in 30 minutes I'm coming. Be ready.
I don't tap out.
What?
He said when your dude, if it's on the reverse.
I
don't tap out. So it don't be reverse for me.
So
you heard that. Quick interjection. Lele said, he said, I hope you done having kids. Your fallopian tube is out. Okay, but I'm sorry. Floyd, your face looks a little perplexed by her comment.
No, I ain't perplexed at all. I'm in my brain right now. That's all. I just certain thing. I'm just in my brain. That's all.
Lele said she stay ready. She ain't got to get ready. I'm sorry. I've had some amazing sex where I have to have a break. We need a break together.
Some women dry out after a lot of sex.
Then you
Dry
gonna put that
out.
lube on there.
None of those issues for me.
And keep it going.
Well, excuse us, Niagara.
It's all right.
Y'all have been quite entertaining tonight. So that was all of the 7 that I had and the 5 for the women. Oh, somebody else said me neither. That's Tasha, baby.
Hey, did you see that did you see that they got pulled back?
Huh? No.
Keely, just
comment
Keely.
got pulled back?
The comment got pulled back and I saw it.
Dang.
I saw it. I saw it.
I be on my phone.
Retracted.
I saw it.
What did it say?
God. I can't say it. I'll tell you after the show.
Oh. Yeah, I see it say retracted. Tadika Scott said, hey y'all, finally can see it. My internet sucks and my phone is old.
Girl, you didn't miss it.
But we're glad that you're here. Any other questions or comments?
No. Oh my goodness.
What
did the retracted one say?
I'll tell you after the show.
It's a part of the show.
No, not that they retracted it. She tried to pull it on back quick, fast, and here.
Oh, a person retracted it.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought y'all was saying YouTube.
I got my other phone.
Because remember you gave the discount.
Yeah,
and I said at the beginning. I thought that's what y'all meant.
No, I got my other phone set up so I could see the messages coming in, and I seen it, and then it got pulled. I was like, oh.
And y'all told me don't do that.
Well, but I haven't said nothing. I'm just looking at it.
The difference, let's be clear. The difference is he's still being engaging and looking at the camera when he's on his phone, and you be like this.
That's because it don't be nothing engaging going on when I'm looking over on here. I'll be looking at the comments. Menu, did you have our guest, male guest? Did you have anything else you wanted to comment on?
No, I'm just honored to be on the show.
You can come anytime because Floyd feels alone a lot.
Yes, please hit me up.
I be the only brother.
You're like, where the men at?
And it be, and my thing is, I can represent for brothers, but other brothers have other opinions. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And a lot of times it just be me on here. You know what I'm saying? And I be like Sealy in the room about to shade. With that being
said, can you tell him how this spinoff episode came about from what we talked about last week? He might have a different perspective.
So can y'all hear me good?
Hold on 1 second. Lele, yes, we are referring to you. Do you want to put it back up so all can see? Please.
Let's not be messy, y'all. Let's be messy. But this conversation started, Lynn, from last week. The conversation we had kind of bordered into like just sexuality and stuff. And so my statement was, it's talking about toys and all that. And I was saying, okay, I get it, but I think like the saturation of porn, lack of communication, there was a time when couples would explore each other. So if a man could explore a woman, she'd be like, oh, I didn't know that turned me on, and vice versa. Whereas now women buying 15-inch dildos, and this is skewing the sexual relationship. So I was saying that lack of communication and all that. And I think the self-love aspect gets skewed as a result of that. So that's how it kind of started. That's how we got here.
We were like, it's a whole episode.
Yeah. That's kind of the synopsis.
That's deep. I like that. I mean, I definitely feel he definitely has validity in what he's saying. And I think that technology hurts in some situations. Like, I'm not saying I'm against dildos and vibrators and stuff, but it sometimes can turn you, if like when you're in a relationship, turn your lover a little bit selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Times where we depend on our level of intimacy and having sex and everything, but now I'm 30 minutes late from work, you horny, and you go ahead, break yourself off, and now you good. And now I come home and you don't already tighten yourself up, and I'm looking for what should have been you hungry, I'm hungry, and we feed each other. But now you don't let technology jump in the middle, and now it's starting to change the relationship. Now that has me watching pornos, and now I'm jerking off in the shower, and now we finding that we're distant, and it's also messing with the level of intimacy that we have when we finally do touch each other, because now it's short. What I'm looking at doesn't look like what's laying in my bed. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm definitely looking at something different. If I got light skin, I'm looking at dark skin. If I got black, I'm looking at white. You know what I'm saying?
Because we've seen.
Shut up, girl. Shut up. I'm just saying.
Okay.
We've seen situations. Well, maybe not all of us, but there have been situations that we've probably seen on TV specials or whatever, just scientific facts where porn has ruined relationships. So
look at Kirk Franklin.
Well, I guess so. I don't really know the story about old Jerk Franklin, but I know that porn ruins relationships. But I say there was a time where a man and a woman would get together and they would explore each other, and that created a stronger bond, a stronger sexual bond, and it made things exciting, and it made you miss your mate. And you didn't have the need to self-gratify, because if you all were exploring, you found what gratifies you. And so your satisfaction was with your mate. And that's all I was saying from the beginning. Whereas if you constantly inserting something within you, that's going to skew your sexual relationship with that person. A person may not see it that way, but it does. It really does, because it's not that physicality. It's not the touch. It's not the breath on you. It's not somebody on you or you on them. Like, all of that has been taken away. And so when you finally do get it, it's skewed. And that's the point I was trying to make. It really destroys things. I would rather a woman explore me and take me to a place I didn't know than for me to use a throat goat or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel that should be the same with a sister. You should have a man that listens to you, communicates with you, pays attention to you, and explores you. So that way you won't have any need for that, because it starts here. And if he's satisfying you, you won't be thinking about it outside of when this person is not with you, because you anticipate and want that person. That's like the point I was trying to make. That's all. I'm not knocking nobody. If you want to play with yourself, you want to shove the Sears towel in your ass, that's fine. But my opinion is just that. I think that relationships have been destroyed because of that. I think sexuality is being tainted because of that. I think the bond between a man and a woman is tainted because of that. That's it.
Okay, now we got a few comments that we've missed. Let me go on and breeze through those real quick. Lele said, was it the one I put up? Yeah. Then Tanika said, at Lele, I hear you. I have to go back and watch it. LaShonda said, fix your face, Missy, LOL. Lele said, oh, she would put the comment back up, but she gonna protect the innocent. You know who the innocent is. He said, y'all saw it. No, he saw it. We didn't see it.
I saw it.
He saw it. We didn't see it.
I just nosy and want to know what it was.
Who's the innocent?
I don't know. Probably. I don't even know what was said. Let alone who the innocent is.
Yeah, he the innocent.
Floyd the innocent?
Yeah, Floyd the innocent.
Okay, you remember, listen. You remember the episodes where people was, shooting the shots and saying some raunchy things.
Yes. That's why you the innocent.
That was another raunchy statement.
And that's why you the innocent.
Oh, well, any more comments?
Pow, pow, pow. Shoot up the
pack. Oh God!
Yeah,
I just be trying to provide a strong opinion for the brothers.
I did not know I was gonna be laughing and crying this hard in this episode.
I don't know why not. It was a sex episode.
Because woo,
we've gone on an array of emotions all the way
Yes.
through. Sure have.
Was that it on the comments?
Yes, that's it on
Did
the
anybody
comments.
in the crowd have anything they wanted to add? You guys have been kind of quiet, present but quiet.
Plethora of pontification about pee holes and pee spots.
Oh God.
Yes.
It's a litany of views.
Well, okay, let's
Yes,
see.
that's it.
No, that's not it. Why didn't it come up? Hold on, I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. Tanika said, y'all stupid. I go hard in the paint. Yes.
Well, clearly, honey, because
Apparently so.
that retracted
Sherwin
statement has
Williams.
a spiral effect.
Sherwin Williams.
That's all right. I needed him alive. Come on, innocent.
Apparently so. Apparently so,
Hey,
Sherwin
Lynn, can I
Williams.
ask you a question?
Yeah.
Being that, well, this could apply for you too, Keely. When you're married, is this whole, I guess, topic or subject matter different when you're having sex with someone you're just dating as opposed to when you're having sex with your spouse?
You want to answer first, or you want me to?
You go ahead, because this is a loaded question right here.
It's very loaded. So, first of all, when dating, it depends on where you are in your dating phase. Because if we're at the point of having sex, I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to let you know what I like and we're going to explore because I'm that person. I'm going to explore you. You're going to explore me. We're going to figure this out for some extra stuff. And I also know what I like. So if you're not doing those things, we are going to communicate that so that you do those things for me. And I want you to communicate those things to me if I'm not doing the things that you like. And if I feel like when we're in the act, and if I don't feel like you got everything that I know I could give, I'm going to ask questions because you're going to let me know
Quarterly conversations,
what's
not
going on and
necessarily
what's missing, what I need to do more of or less of, or what you don't really care for. In terms of being married, because we've had that dating phase and I'm a very sensual person.
No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Let me be more specific. I'm not necessarily meaning the difference between dating your spouse and being married to your spouse. I'm just speaking dating in general.
I'm talking about dating in general. That was for the dating motherfuckers.
Oh,
now,
okay.
When I moved into marriage, because I'm a sexual person, we've had plenty
of conversations,
occurrences, and ways of exploring and things of doing. Because it's certain things I ain't gonna try, but most things I try at least once. So
you tried them all.
I ain't tried them all. I have not tried them all. I've tried a lot, but I have not tried them all. So we have an understanding of where we are by the time we've reached marriage, of what goes on and what goes down.
Gotcha. Lynn?
All right. This will be my parting shot.
Okay.
If I can get back to work.
Okay.
Relationships are hard. They're work. Relationships are real life, and dating is play. The shit I do when I date is fun. I was just talking to Dre tonight, telling him about a girl I took to Haynes Point, and Forever Mine came on, and I opened the doors, and we got out, and we slow danced and kissed under the moonlight at 1 a.m. And then when we stopped, there was 15 cars parked behind us that respectfully just let us dance through the whole song, and then hit us with the flashing lights, and then we rolled out. You ain't doing that shit with your wife. Not saying that you can't, but what starts to happen when I say real life versus play is, are the kids taken care of? Would you drop that $1,000 on out the account? Is the house clean? Like, you get caught up in living life, and it starts to make the intimacy and the romance a little harder because you can't let go of all those other things that you're trying to muddle through. But when you're just dating, it's like a clip from a movie. Like, I'm coming to pick you up and we about to have our best life for 2 hours. Our representatives are on, all of that. And then so sometimes it's not a fair comparison, which is why this whole side chick category, why when most dudes get with a side chick and start to say dumb shit like, she better than my wife. Yeah, but give her the responsibilities of your wife. Take her home and let her start cooking, washing, cleaning, paying bills, and doing shit around the house, and see if the sucking and fucking is the same. It's going to change. See what I'm saying? Well, I guess there's exceptions to all rules. Go ahead.
So my only thing for that is I feel it's a little different. I agree with you, but I disagree. I do agree that there's a different comparison in when you're married and dating. However, I don't feel that you have to let go of that romantic little piece that you said y'all did under the stars and all of that. You can do that with your mate. You just got to work and carve out the time to make sure that that continues to happen. And the sex doesn't have to change. Y'all can spice it up. You just have to communicate with your mate if something starts to lack, if you're missing something, and be very forthcoming and expressive of what's missing. Because if it starts to lack, you can change it. It ain't nothing saying that you don't have to. And I want that feel of you coming to pick me up. Text me and be like, babe, I'm on the way. Like, we still dating while we're married, so that I can be still that or act like that side chick that you want. Hell, I might put on a wig. I got 3-4 wigs over there. Who the fuck you want tonight?
Come on.
Let me just add something to that. Let me add something to that. I ain't never been married. I know, Keely, you've been married. I don't know if you ever been married, brother. I ain't never been married. So I'm not going to sit here and like pontificate like I know, but I'm going to say this. I agree with what you're saying, Keely. And I think that's why it's important for you to have a foundation of love and constant communication. Because from my standpoint, and it's just me, if I find a wife, like if I marry somebody, to me, that's like the greatest thing in the world, because I finally found someone I can trust, that I can build with, or we like my best friend. So I wouldn't have a problem with doing the romantic things, because I would be forever grateful that I found my person, if that makes any sense. Now, remember, I have not been married, and there's a reason for that. So I'm just saying, because if it ain't right, it ain't right. But like, if I find that person, I'm gonna wine, dine. We gonna find a way. I understand life has its struggles, but if we love each other and I found that person and vice versa, we ain't gonna let that shit stop nothing. And I'm gonna love on you for the next 20, 50 years the way I did when I met you, because I'm so grateful that you were that person, that you were that one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just me, though.
But it takes work. It's that extra work that makes it a marriage and not just dating. That extra time of making sure that you don't lose any of that. That's why marriage is hard, because some people allow those day-to-day things that he's talking about to overtake everything else. And then I'm too tired to have sex.
So one more thing. I apologize for interrupting. You both make phenomenal points. And this is how I'll sum this all up. You know how they say there's levels to this shit. You know, women nowadays have that book out, Love Languages. You know, what's your love language? I'm a touch person. I'm a gift person. What starts to happen in the marriage is you're showing so many additional ways of love that sometimes, I'm telling you, listen, and I love romance, but I'm telling you, sometimes it's hard to muster romance sometimes after the $3,000 mortgage. after the car insurance, after the cleanup, after fixing the problem that somebody messed up. And those are all the parts that you're fighting through because it's love. Like, I love you. Here's the funny thing. I wouldn't do any of this for the side chick. So there's an understanding that has to be that, I may not sit there and say the poem today. I may not put on my Brian McKnight and play and Do You Ever Cross My Mind? But I'm doing things that solidify the fact that I'm gonna keep you in my life and that I love you and you're mine and you're my queen, the whole nine. But that does not deter the fact that then the side chick poses a problem to most of these married men, because what she is she's singular. She's one level. She's that chick that comes to the job and she's hungry. Can I get this job? She sees what you do for the other one. Can I get this job? And she comes and she shows out. Imagine letting somebody come to your job for a day and say, work, let me see whether you can do what you do, and I'll give you this job. They're going to work their ass off. Mm-hmm. They put in work. That's what these brothers get caught up on. The brothers be like, man, she shorty put it down. She did shit. She swung from the chandelier. Yeah. Yeah,
but your woman can swing from the chandelier as well. Like I said, that's where the work comes in. And you have to also still be that person that mentally gets her stimulated, where no matter when that mortgage and all that comes on, it's a way you can touch your woman. And I don't give a fuck who you are. It's a way that you know how to touch your woman, that no matter how tired she is, she gonna still toot it up, because it's you touching her in that way, and can't nobody else do it. So the same things that you saying that side chick can do, you got to also put in the work to make your woman feel that extra little bit to go on, whether she tired, she done did the kids or whatever. My man wants some, he about to get some tonight, regardless.
Okay, so let me say this again. I haven't been married, so I just keep prefacing that by saying that. Talib Kweli had an album. That's like, I had like him as a rapper, his old stuff. He had an album called The Beautiful Struggle, right? So I'm saying, again, I understand what you're saying, brother. I understand what you're saying, Keely. I'm saying, I would be so happy that my search is over, that mortgage, insurance, the BS, the problems, I'm glad to go through it because I got somebody to win with. So it's a beautiful struggle to me, but I'm gonna work hard so that we don't struggle. And she gonna be my side chick, my mistress, my freak, and all that. Because I'm so glad that I found her. You see what I'm saying? So that's like my whole premise with that. But again, I haven't been married, but I feel like that's my premise. I would be so happy I found her that nothing else would matter. We gonna get through anything because we together and I found her. Like, my search is over. The real struggle is over. It's nothing but a beautiful, like, you understand what I'm saying? I digress.
I get it.
So we need to have another spinoff show, probably on married couples. Maybe get a couple married couples on here to talk about love and intimacy and friendship, whatever else we want to say. Right. I'm just saying that because I know, Lynn, you said that he had to go. And I think that would be a good thing, because you have single people that feel a certain way or have a certain thought process about marriage. And so what I was going to say as a sidebar to what Floyd is saying, I think what they're saying is, once you're actually in it, life can even change how you're feeling now, as euphoric as it is.
But I get that.
Once you get in it, there are life happenings that can alter that feeling that you have. And I'm saying that because I speak to married couples all of the time, because I'm the type of female that I want to learn and grow from somebody that's already done it. It's kind of like paralleling it to parents and children. You tell your child, I've been there and done that. I'm trying to tell you ain't nothing changed but the year. But children still don't listen. And I think a lot of times single people don't listen to seasoned married couples or even new married couples, because I speak to them all. I've spoken to couples that have been married 50 or 60 years. I've spoken to couples that have been married 5 or 10 years. And I think that one same term that comes up all the time is the work. And it's like, no matter how much you love each other, it's going to be work, because life is going to bring about change. And that's something you can't control. All you can control is the work that you put into it. So I definitely get what everybody is saying, but I especially get what Keely and Lynn you are saying just from speaking with married couples all the time. It's like you want it definitely to be peaches and cream, and you have that peaches and cream feeling, and then life happens, and because you're individuals, you may not even have the same exact thought process about something, and that's something that you don't expect because you didn't expect for that life happening.
I'll be right there.
So you like, but I thought we was going to agree on all 4 points. And there may be that one point out of the 4 that you two kind of differ on. And that in itself can cause a little ripple. You know what I'm saying? And that's where that love and work has to go into play.
One quick second. So do you have to go?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave in 2 minutes.
Okay.
So let me ask this then. Well, I don't know if it's a question or a statement, but again, if your relationship, and that's why I say I get it. I talk to old couples, I understand. My grandparents loved each other, even when they was mad at each other, they still called each other baby. And they went through some shit. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, and again, it's my opinion. I feel like if you putting God first, the Most High first, and your foundation is love, and you come across those situations, I understand marriages work, I get it. But if you are grateful for finding that person, and you have a foundation in love, and you putting the Most High first in it, then it shouldn't change. Even in your disagreements, you remind yourself, this is the person I love. This is who I chose. This is who chose me. So those things shouldn't wane. But again, I've never been married. You know,
and that's what I'm saying. They're in it.
Let me do these 3 comments real quick. Okay. Simone said, I'm here for it. Speak Melinda and my. Okay.
Johnny,
go ahead, Lynn, you.
Does anybody know how to get a 6-pack?
You talking about body or beer?
Body.
Yeah, you got to put in some work.
I had 6 rolls.
Could you theoretically tell me right now what it takes to get a 6-pack?
Yeah. Exercise,
you
lifting
could, right?
weight.
Right.
And what you most tell me at 46, I probably do know what I need to eat, what I need to do to make that 6-pack come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a 6-pack.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me how to save $1 million? Probably could. Being an ex-finance, being an ex-finance,
I got $1 million, so I don't know if I can.
I could. I know I can sit down and put a plan together where it mathematically adds up. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, it just doesn't do that easy. You just don't do it. Going into marriage, yeah, I know. Put God first with everything, and I'm gonna be all right. I should be praying every morning, praying every day. It's like we know what we should be doing, and we know what's right, but it doesn't always go that way.
I can dig that.
You see what I'm saying? And so
regardless of the love.
Yeah. And so what starts to happen is you get into this relationship, and you're right. And listen, and God ain't out the relationship, but you get in there sometimes, and what starts to happen is something that a regular person may say to you that wouldn't bother you, something your mate may say to you, and it hurts you because they're so close. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And then you're harboring a little bit of this and harboring. It's just little. So the work really comes down to just having the patience to continue to communicate. You know, I guess I'm year 7 or 8 at this point. Come a long way. And communication is probably the biggest thing that I had to change to get my relationship to where it is now. No arguments with the yelling and screaming. No disrespectful statements. No lighting fires, making comments just to set the whole thing ablaze. No threats. I'll leave this motherfucker. None of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to go nowhere. So don't even put that into the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. But it took time. You see what I'm saying? And the other thing that you're really going to realize is going to take you having to go see that you're not the only person going through it. Come in.
Prepare foods is ready for test counts.
Be right there.
Okay, we're in the back there, okay?
Gotcha. So it's one of those things where theoretically Sounds beautiful. Listen, my wedding, I had it at the Newton White Mansion. I had the cats play. I had the quartet playing the cello and the violin, playing the canon in D, and I almost let the birds out and the whole nine. But there's still those days you sit there and be like, oh Lord. But would you change it? I'm not saying it makes you want to end it. I won't say anything bad. You say something bad, I'm gonna be mad. You know, I can talk about my wife. You don't say nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, people have to go into it with a realistic mind, because you'll get in there and all of a sudden you get to this point where you're like, I didn't think it was supposed to be this hard sometimes. Mm-hmm. It's not how I romanticized it in my mind. Mm-hmm. And then it's hard to fix because you feel like it should be here. But the truth is, it's work. If I want this 6-pack, there's a whole lot of crunches. There's a whole lot of push-ups and push-aways, pushing away from the table, pushing that fork away from my damn mouth. Mm-hmm. There's a whole lot of work to get to that 6-pack. Now, when it comes to 6-pack, God didn't want me to have one because being this pretty, dark brown, light black, mocha mahogany with a hint of smoked walnut with a 6-pack, it would be problems.
Oh, my God.
You hear me?
Yeah, it's time for you to go.
That's what I said, too. That's why I ain't skinny.
It's time for you to
with
go.
Nothing like that either.
Problems. But you guys are great, man. I really enjoyed this.
Don't leave out that you have Jamaican.
Yeah, man. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Thank you for joining.
Right on, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you
guys. All right. Simone said sometimes someone's personal dysfunction could overshadow the initial intent of making it work. And two imperfect people coming together to create their unique, perfect match.
Yes.
Well, I guess that's why Big Floyd ain't betrothed.
Hey, what?
Why? Why you not betrothed? Because you ain't found it yet?
No, man.
You just ain't found it yet.
I ain't gonna say I haven't found it. I'm just gonna say that maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way or something. Because I like, for me, dating and like in my lifetime, dating and all of that stuff, like that's a headache for me. Like, I want to have that person, but they got to be that person. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And I want to be that person for them. Because then once I get that, I'm gonna be like, I can't believe I'm even doing this shit. But I'm gonna have a waiting to exhale moment. You know what I'm saying? So, because I feel like,
she said your mindset is on point though, Floyd.
Right on. Like, I just feel like all these people in the world, it's too much stuff out here. So if I can find my person, and if that person is in my life right now, you know what I'm saying? Then great. Then that means it's going to happen. But once I find that person, like, I'm good. Like, to me, the struggles and all of that, for me, are not going to be as hard, because I'm never going to forget that out of this world, I found my person. And it could be from my own experiences and my life.
So,
you see what I'm saying?
So, like, are you saying, like, I heard you say the struggles will be worth it, so to speak. So, like, if y'all say get into a major debate after you're married, your thing is, I don't care, this is my person, we're gonna work it out. Is that kind of what you're saying? Like,
yeah, it's like, okay, because I understand that there are gonna be disagreements because we're two different people. So I'm gonna understand it. I understand there may be disagreements, but I personally am not going to add fire to an argument, because whatever it is, it's nothing compared to why we are even here in the first place. Like, for me in my life, I didn't have a lot of that. So to have that is important to me. And I will cherish that. I'll damn near covet it without the negative definition of the word, right? Because that's important. If I find my person, it ain't nothing out here that's going to deter me, because I know at the end of the day, I found my person. I have love, and that's reciprocated to me. And we gonna walk through this. That's why I say, if it's gonna be a struggle, it can't be nothing but beautiful, because I found my end game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's just me, though. You know what I mean? Like, again, I haven't been married.
Simone said the struggle comes in when one is not willing to work. So
okay.
you both have to be willing to work. So
I'd be so happy I done found a person. I don't give a fuck. I work my ass off. Fuck, we gonna make it happen.
Well, see, for me, I think, and a lot of people with my husband have been passed. A lot of people have asked me if I thought that I was going to get married again. And for me, I'm like, it's going to be hard, but whoever it is got to be a hell of a dude because he was a hell of a dude. And I'm not going to compare you to him, but you at least got to come in with that same level of what he gave me before I consider marrying you. Because my thing is, he was willing to work, because you done heard me talk about the shit that I did, looking through the phones and all of that. He was willing to work with me through that till I got comfortable with some shit that was going on with me from previous relationships and previous hurts that he realized. But that's because we were friends first and we discussed and talked about everything. It wasn't nothing he didn't know about me, and it wasn't nothing I didn't know about him, period. Because we talked about everything. He was my best friend, besides that one down there. So he knew all of my everythings, and I knew all of his everything. So when stuff happened, or if we saw things, we were able to talk about it and get through it because we had that foundation. Now, some people ain't got that foundation, and some people don't want to work. And the difference is, like he talked about those life things that come in, he knows. And like I told him, it's a way that if y'all are together, I might be mad at you, but it's a way you can touch me and I'll be like, gone, boy. I know I'm still mad at you, but I'm still gonna smile because you can make me smile because you my one. It's stuff that can be minimal that you can overlook when y'all are on that level of being in a marriage. That if you were dating somebody that they did that, you like, get up out of here. I ain't calling you no more, block, you done. Where if you're in a marriage, it's not that. It ain't that simple. It's some work that got to be done to figure out what needs to change. The other part of that is, I know when he talked about those life issues that come up, he made sure, and I made sure, that we paid attention enough to, like, one day I go out to my car, it's balloons and roses in my car. I didn't even know he left the house. I'm on my way to work. It's in my car waiting on me. Oh my God. Wow. That's that romantic movie shit that wasn't big. It didn't take him but whatever he did to run to the store and leave that shit in my car for me. But it made my whole motherfucking day and then some. And when I got home, it made his whole motherfucking night. So it's stuff, it's just work. But it ain't got to be hard work, but it's work.
I know he's gone, but I just wanted to say this as far as Linyu's relationship. I think it depends, like you said, too, where you are in it. Because Linyu and his wife have young children. So, like, even with that romantic part, for instance, let's say you and your husband want to go off somewhere. Y'all had children at the age where they watch themselves. And for a couple, not even just Linyu, I'm just thinking of his situation. For a married couple that has smaller children that may not be able to get they may not be able to get somebody to watch their children to go off and do something romantic. That can be why there is a little bit of a barrier there.
It's also where the work
but as far as you know, even something like what you said, as far as her going to her car and there's something in it, little stuff like that can be done. But I'm just saying that's why it depends upon what you said, where you are as well, because somebody that has grown children is going to be able to make moves differently than somebody that has small children. Just as an example.
Well, for that, they're going to be grown at some point. So you got to keep it going while they're little. And you don't have to go somewhere for something to be romantic.
No, I'm not saying that. But if they do want to go, that can still be that's a part of one of those life situations. We don't have no babysitter. That's all I'm saying.
Hire one.
I'm Keely. I'm saying if
I'm just saying that all I'm saying is that's where the work part comes in. You can think about,
but that's what Linyu's point was. Even when you put in the work, sometimes there can still be life situations that prevent you from doing what you want to do. That was one of his points. Like, you can put in the work all you want to, but there could still be a life situation that prevents you from getting to the result that you want. And another thing, that's why I mentioned he was half Jamaican, because he works like that. I don't know if it's a stereotype or the truth, but that bro works. So he works physically. So he definitely got to work mentally for that romance part, because he probably literally be tired when he get home from all them hundreds of jobs that he has. So it's definitely layers to it depending upon where you're at.
Yeah. And I mean, even and in that, let's say that you do have younger kids and you can't take those trips. You can work around that slightly in turn, and that's why the word work keeps coming up, where you can do small things now and let each other know we know where we are right now, because y'all both in it together. We right here, we can't do this because of the kids, we can't take no just random trip on the weekend because we want to do that. But as soon as this one gets to this age, boom, we about to do it. And make that your goal once they get there, and then actually do it when it happens, because that makes a difference as well. But it is what it is. It's work. It's work, 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 and hard work.
And like Simone was saying, both have to be willing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because it's hard pulling and working by yourself. Pulling two bodies. It don't work. Anything else? Any more comments, concerns?
Been 2 hours on this show.
I know.
I think we've gone all kinds of places with this show.
Way, way over. All right. Do you have one?
I do.
Oh, Simone said, "My God and facts."
So.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me preference you. I didn't do it. It's time for I Love You, but we still need your suggestions to be sent to the FACKTgoddess at FACKTgoddess@gmail.com. That is FACKT goddess@gmail.com, which will also be in the description below. There you go.
So, FloydGod came up with hashtag grammar positivity. And so today I'm going to speak on grammar, pronunciation, not even really definitions so much today. By tomorrow being February 1st, it's the start of America with the 3Ks idea of Black History Month. I mean, all year long is Black History. You already know how I feel about that. However, since it's the quote unquote recognized period, let me first start off by saying the month is called February. February. It's not February. It's not February. I done heard all kinds of stuff for how you pronounce the month. It's spelled February, and it's pronounced February. February. Okay? Don't say February, because that's not what it is. And so it's not a berry either, like February. No. February. February. Make sure you pronounce all of the letters. It's very important. A word that matches that comes to mind is library. I don't know why we have such a hard time with the BR sound. Bruh. We say it in brother, brethren, but when it comes to BR, you, or BRA, we go awry. And I don't understand that. We just drop off the R. So it is library, not library. Again, it's not a fruit. You have strawberries, you have what other kind of berries? Blueberries, raspberries. But we don't have libraries. That's not a fruit. And the place where you go get books and read and have your quiet time. And now that we have this technology, you can go hook up to the Wi-Fi and get on your laptop. It's called a library. So, for the love of God, please say library and February. do us all a favor and practice grammar positivity.
Simone said the best month of the year.
For Chicago is
May.
Library.
I think that's May. I think that's May.
It's February.
I'm from Chicago. It's Library. What's a library, fam?
Are all hearts and minds clear?
Just real quick. So February 1st do start tomorrow. I just want to say February 2nd, happy birthday to my oldest niece, Tiffany Denise. And also the same day, happy birthright to my nephew, Josh B., future NBA star. I love y'all. Happy birthright. Enjoy yourself.
Ballin'.
And my mama birthday just passed. Super OG, the Don, the matriarch, first woman I ever loved. Her birthday just passed. What matter of fact, what's today? Today is the 31st, right?
Yeah.
Right, we still in it. So happy birthright, Mom, even though I already talked to you. Happy birthright, and I love you, but you already know these things. So this is just for posterity.
Yes, happy birthday.
Well, then I would be remiss if I didn't shout out Simone because her birthday is February 4th.
Okay, then happy birthright.
So it's coming up too. Yes, and she is celebrating a landmark year. Simone, may I, or you don't want me to say? Is she still on here?
I'm not sure. We'll see in a second.
Well, while she gives me permission, I'll tell y'all.
Well, while she's we're waiting on a possible comment. Enjoy your sexual, sensual self. Embrace all of it and enjoy the ride. Find what works for you because all ships ain't the same. Oh, she said she's here. She said, "Is it okay for her to say what your milestone year is?" Yes, no, maybe.
She didn't respond.
I don't know. Okay.
She said it.
Huh? Oh, she said
you'll see it.
Oh. 50, baby.
Yeah. Oh. 50. I don't know why I said 50.
She takes that ish seriously.
Yes.
Okay. So that concludes our show for the evening. Thank you all for joining us as we do our best to give you the content you deserve. Feel free to keep the conversation going below because we did run long tonight. And with the comments, we do look forward to reading them and we respond. Again, thanks for watching. If you have not, make sure to thumbs up this video, share the video, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, subscribe, bang, click, whatever you need to do, that notification bell. And we will see you next week on GoddeSShips on Monday at 9 p.m. because every ship matters.
All ships aren't the same.
And life is lived on ships.
Good night.